David Mamet has been a celebrated playwright for half a century, and there are so many themes and obsessions and modes and rhythms and tics running through his work that it's easy to survey it all and simply categorize it as Mametesque. The continuity is there. Yet when I look at the chronology of Mamet's career, I'm struck by a huge and overwhelming schism, one that's tonal, philosophical, stylistic, and defining of his identity. In the plays that put him on the map, like American Buffalo and Sexual Perversity in Chicago, he was trying to approximate the ways ordinary people talk, which is why the words came out in a jagged, profane, half-articulate sputter, the characters stepping on each other's percussive thoughts. It all culminated in Mamet's 1983 masterpiece, Glengarry Glen Ross, a timeless celebration/indictment of small-time con artist salesmen that turned the deceptive language of hustlers into crookback poetry. He continued in that vein with Speed the Plow, 1988, his trenchant satire of Hollywood. The schism arrived in 1992 when Mamet wrote Olana, his two-hander about sexual harassment in an academic setting. In hindsight, the play's fixation on a he-said/she said battle of wills was way ahead of its time. Yet Olana sounded like it had been written by chatbot Mamet, as the characters revealed themselves, or, just as often, didn't. In a fusillade of hooky-jerky sentence fragments, Mamet was no longer mirroring the sound of speech. He was doing an over-deliberate deconstruction of it. The critics had often compared him to Harold Pinter, and just as Pinter became famous for the pause, Mamet, maybe believing his own reviews a bit too much, now seemed to fetishize the Mamet anti-pause, the words that came shooting out like minimalist shrapnel without necessarily adding up. The spectacular, sleazy realism of Glengarry was its glory. That's why the 1992 movie version is the greatest Martin Scorsese movie that Scorsese never made. But Mamet now seemed to be trying to take the leap into some stylized wordplay version of cubism. Going forward, his plays became increasingly airless and cryptic and dogmatic. He was no longer capturing human nature. He was pinning it down like a butterfly and diagramming it.